New episode how to learn JavaScript from beginner to advanced. Today I will learn you how to show or how to hide multiple section in JavaScript using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. In this episode you will learn how to use this toggle function, because with this toggle function we will hide and we will show alternatively the HTML from the of the buttons. Okay, let me to present you the HTML. I have 5 buttons here, and on each buttons I have a function. When I click a button, a function will be triggered. No? Okay. And also I have section that will be toggle section with some text. For example, if I click this toggle section 1, this div section will be display. Now when the page load, I don't see these divs, these 5 divs, no, because I have 5 divs. Why? Because in CSS I put display none. This display none, that means initially all text will be none, will be hide, no? Okay, the class for div, do you see info section class, info section, info section, info section for all divs, class info section, display none. And if I change here and I put display block, what happened? Now I put display block. Let's see what happened. Do you see how to appear this section? But I put display none because I want initially to hide this text. Okay, but how should to do for display this text from divs when I press the button? Each div, do you see, have an ID? Section 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's pass now to see the part with JavaScript, because I told you that you learn in this episode how to use these boolean values. Initially I create for each section, for each div, I have 5 sections, 5 divs. For each section I create a variable to track visibility of each section. Initially each section 1, 2, 3, 4 then 5 will be false. What mean this? Means that don't be displayed, but I manipulate from CSS. CSS is not a problem for me. And after I create for each button a function, and in this function I put this toggle. One means is section 1 visible equal negation is section 1 visible. This is practically the syntax for a toggle in JavaScript, and I can read this. If it's true will be false, if it's false will be true, because will be reverse. Okay, and after I will manipulate this document get element by this div. I manipulate the property display, and I write here an operatic ternary operator. If it's true, if is section 1 visible, that means if it's true, boolean, I want to be block, I want to display the text. If it will be false, I want don't display this block. Idea is that initially is false, no? Do you see here is section 1 visible equal false, but when I enter in this function, I have here in function, let me to inspect this page, because in this way you can understand. Source console. I will make this smaller, and I will do this greater. Okay, for messages element. Okay, is section visible initially sorry is false. Here I have console.log before function. Let's see the result. Here is not. Is false. Initially is section 1 visible equal false, no? And before this function I will console.log this variable, and logical is false because between this line I don't have a function to change it his value. Of course, is for example here I take and I change his value here, no, and I put for example equal true, and after I console.log this variable, now is logic to be true because initially is false, but before console.log I assign a value boolean true. Okay, let's see now the result. Restart. False, and after I give another value true. Okay, true. Now is true now because I change the value for is section. Do you see here? No, is section 1 visible equal true, but I delete it just for example, and now I analyze this function. When I start this function, when I click this the button, because this function will be triggered just when I close the button, this button toggle section 1, but let to understand this function. I want to see the value for is section 1 visible before this line, because this line is responsible for toggle, and I read is section 1 visible equal negation is section 1 visible. What mean this? This mean initially is false, this value, okay, and that means false because the value for is section 1 visible is false. False equal no false, true, no, false equal true, and when is true equal false, we reverse the value. It's mandatory to put this when you work with toggle, because you toggle, you switch between true or false, on, off, 0, 1, and when is 0 be 1, when is 1 please put 0, when is off please put on is false please put true, when is true put false. Okay, initial is before toggle, my section 1 visible logical is false, but here this line say false equal no false, and the value for this is no false equal no false, is section 1 visible equal no is section 1 visible equal no false, that means is true, and after toggle is section 1 visible will be true. In the last line just I take the div1 get element by this section 1 and I change his style this property display, assign it an operator eternal operator where I put an if else that I read if is section 1 visible, but is section 1 visible mean true, no, please show the text, if not display. In my case here is section 1 visible at this line is true, because this line change my value false for initial is section 1 visible variable. Okay, and now let me to press this button, toggle section 1, and I have okay, let me to put and I have before toggle is section 1 visible is true, and after is false. After toggle, but why is true? Because I delete this. Let me to display should to be false. I will restart and I click again. Is false initial. Okay, I click. Before toggle is false, initial is false. Correct. I console that log here. Let is section 1 visible is false. I up, I down. Here is false also, and here after is true. After toggle is true. Why? Because this toggle changed my value. That was all for today. I hope you understand how it works, this toggle, and let me to show you how it works on the page. When you click appear this section, when you click again disappear, click appear, click disappear, also for all section 3, 4 and 5. We learn step by step gradually how it works, these boolean values. This example we will create in an with other approach, with an array or with an object where we put section to key and to value this boolean. But I create for each button one single function just for you to understand, because all these 5 you can put in one single function, simple, because we have here repeated lines. No, we have 5 functions, and in each function we have the same logic. No, we have a toggle, and we have an ternary operator for display. But this we can put in one single function, adding a parameter to a function. But this in the next episode. That was all for today. I hope you understand how to use this toggle. Keep in your mind, this toggle reverse the value. If it's true, become false. If it's false, become true. And that make a switch like a light bulb. You press a button and the light bulb is on, is with light, and press again and will be off without light, and again press will be on, and again will be off after you press again. That was all for today. All the best.